Mr. Kenai. Ah. All right. Are you going to take the lead for today's video? Or you want me to do it? All right. Me do it. Okay. Alrighty guys, what's up? Collin, Brackin here and Kenai with the Rotty Ranch, and today we're going to be bringing you part 2 of this series, which is training. Well, it's not really, hold on, not part 2 of a series. This is part 2 of stomach bloating and turning in large breed dogs, and this is going to be how you can prevent it. So if you haven't seen the first part, click on the link right there and go check it out. But for today, we're just going to be bringing you guys a couple tips and tricks and things that you can do to prevent stomach bloating in dogs. So stomach bloating, long story short, if you haven't seen the other video, is when, or stomach turning is when there's food and water or treats or whatever the dog ate that day in their stomach, and they start exercising and the stomach actually turns over and closes off the ends, and then it fills up with gas and ruptures. So we're going to be talking about how to prevent that today. So starting off from puppies, that's why we can't feed puppies one time a day, because their stomach just isn't big enough to fit all the food that they need through the day, and so they have to break it up into smaller sections every day. Kenai here's the neighbor's truck pulling up, I think. So first things first with a puppy, that's why we feed puppies 4 times a day, is because their stomach is that small. And once you fill that up with food, you get that higher chance of it. Now in puppies specifically, where they're playing, rolling around, jumping, falling down the stairs, you name it. You've seen puppies, they're just klutzes, all of them. So the problem with that is their stomach is more easy to flip over if they're rolling on the ground, playing with a toy, you know, and all sorts of other things that go with that. So that's why we feed them a few times a day. Kenai wants to hold my hand. That's why we feed the puppies a few times a day. So that's the first thing that you can start by doing. Now, the second thing you can do is, if at any point in time your dog is having a procedure where their stomach is already being cut open or x-rayed into, or they're already being put under, you can have your vet, consult your vet with this, but you can have your vet actually staple the stomach to the side of the chest cavity so that it doesn't flip and turn. Kenai, you're a great co-host. You know that? You're a great co-host. So that's the second thing that you can do that I recommend. Now the third thing that you can do is a preventative measure, but it's one that's worked for us for a long time, and I think it'll work out quite well for you guys. So 1, limit the amount of water. Don't let them drink a ton of water at one time. Now unless the dog is really, really thirsty and been playing all day and hasn't had water, let them drink some water. But what you need to do after that is you need to limit playtime, exercise, running, jumping, fetch, anything like that. So a walk is fine, a light walk is fine on a short leash, but you want to make sure that they're not drinking or eating too much and then moving around a lot. So for us, we've got stairs, running up and down the stairs. I try and limit it. So after we feed, sometimes we'll close the door and let them hang out and kind of take like a nap. So that's one thing you can do. Next thing you can do is you can exercise your dogs before they eat so that they feel inclined to take a nap. You can, in a Rottweiler breed, they're a working breed, so what we'll do is we'll take them out to feed the animals, we'll get them a job well done, we'll play fetch a little bit, we'll send them home, we'll have them obey some commands, and then we feed them. So it's almost like they're working for their food, and then afterwards they feel rewarded to take a nap while their stomach digests and takes care of that food and water that they've been eating. So the next thing that you can do, and this is crucial, I mean, you guys have heard it before. You hear people say, oh, you need to wait 45 minutes before swimming or exercise and you'll get cramped up. Well, this is kind of the same deal, right? You're digesting that food and your stomach is working and so much stuff is happening inside your body. Well, the same thing is going on in a dog. So you want to make sure that you don't exercise for a very minimum of 45 minutes. And now again, you can consult your vet with this for specific times, your breeds, things like that. I'm not a vet. These are just my tips and tricks from owning Rottweilers for about 10 years now. So 45 minutes, very minimum. 45 minutes, an hour, hour and a half is great. I mean, if you can make all that work and you can take care of your dogs, you should not have an issue with any stomach turning. Kenai here is gonna be turning 8 years old this year. And look at this happy boy. Look at this happy boy. He is getting a little chunky right here because, well, we're coming out of the cold season and it's time to start working you out again, Kenai. What do you say about that? All right, should we give you guys a bonus tip for those of you who stuck around? Here we go. The last tip is feed your dogs well. Give them a healthy, balanced, good nutritional food, especially if you're doing dry kibble, because dry kibble is more likely to expand, and that's why it's compact more, and that's why you have to eat less of it and all that stuff. So make sure that you're getting them a good quality food so that their stomach has to expand less and work less hard to digest that food. Make sure there's not as much fillers, things like that. And if you're feeding raw, well, good for you guys. We currently aren't feeding raw because of how hard it is to get everything, and unfortunately these guys are just stuck on a good kibble diet and some ground beef once in a while if we can find it. So thank you guys for watching. If you guys enjoyed today's video or this training series, if you guys want to see more training, we've got a training playlist right here, and we have training videos right here, and Kenai is pointing to the subscribe button right here. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.